Hello, and welcome back to the 8th episode of Lubbock ISD Today. I'm Elena Lucero, a junior from Monterey High School, and today we plan on sharing all new incredible news from our school district. As we start the show off with the 3rd annual West Texas Print Fest at the Luca Studios, students from Coronado, Estacado, Monterey, and Talkington, they had great hands-on learning activities for all our talented art students. And it was all made possible by the generous donations by Complex Community Credit Union.
So for me personally, that's my job at the credit union is marketing and community outreach, especially with doing stuff with Lubbock ISD. And I just love giving back. I had some great, phenomenal teachers in my life that inspired me. And so I can't be a teacher. I don't have that in me. But I love to come alongside teachers and support their mission because they are leading that next generation.
That's really cool. And speaking of really cool, at Parsons Elementary, the campus held a poster contest in honor of Red Ribbon Week and held a big event to celebrate the winners. They awarded participants first, second, and third places, and then awarded a grand prize winner. The grand prize winner's piece is framed and it will hang at the school. Unfortunately, the student that won wasn't able to be at the event, but we all know that they will be so proud to see their poster hanging on the walls at school. And Lunch and Learn is officially back. The Lubbock ISD CTE department is so excited for various career and technical education programs to visit 8th graders at our middle school campuses this school year. We brought hands-on learning experiences straight to our campuses, and we were up first. The LISD TV staff went to Dunbar and we had the Panthers do a podcast show. It was a great way to kick off our Lunch and Learn season.
How cool is it that y'all are getting to do this and that, the TV station brought this so that y'all can experience it?
It's really cool. Yeah, I find it's really fun. And I see myself as an actor, and I really like acting. Acting is probably my favorite thing to do besides writing books and stuff. I'm actually writing a book right now.
And over at Mackenzie Middle School, the Mac Raider 8th graders, yeah, that was a tongue twister, went to college on a fun field trip. As you see here, they got on the bus at 8:30 in the morning and they were off to Sweetwater, Texas to tour a college and to learn about trades fields. The whole goal of the trip was to show students options for future career opportunities.
Well, it's important to see different things just to find that application, because when we're in a building and we're in math, science, reading, and social studies, it's hard to find that application. So hopefully we will find some application for what we're learning in school and how it's going to apply to us in the future.
Right.
Increase that motivation.
I heard you're going to be looking at different jobs like trades and all that different kind of stuff. What will the students be seeing?
So the students will be visiting different career opportunities. We'll be visiting their auto program, their wind energy program, their nursing program, welding. So we'll just kind of see what careers are open there without a 4 years bachelor's degree and more like blue collar careers.
Looks like so much fun. Each year, FCCLA has a trick-or-treat event for the SLC students from all across Lubbock ISD School District. This year's event took place earlier today at Coronado, and the students had an amazing time trick-or-treating the halls of CHS. And this week, we debut a new series of stories called the Extracurricular Project. Michael Phelps once said, if you want to be the best, you have to do things other people aren't willing to do. And as we are about to see, we have a program in Lubbock ISD practicing what Michael Phelps preaches.
Before the sun rises, the Lubbock ISD swim team is already practicing in the pool. Why they do it? It produces more than just good swimmers.
It helps with discipline a lot. Learning how to get a schedule and negotiate your time and be able to pass your classes and get enough sleep and get your homework done. I think it's huge for our varsity team.
Lifting more than expectations, swimmers practice calisthenics outside and work in the weight room beyond their regular swim practices.
You always can tell who's lifting weights and doing dry lands because of the way their physical endurance is, okay? I can watch the last quarter of every race and say that program's not doing weights, that program is doing weights.
Here at Pete Regis Aquatic Center, they've won more than their fair share of championships. But one important component of that is the diversity that composes the team.
It's a game changer. It's a game changer. I mean, when you're at practice and you're competing to be the regional champion or regionals in the 100 butterfly, and you look over and the state qualifier from last year is in the lane beside you and you're at a different school, how big an advantage does that give you? I mean, you just get to race them every day, but you also get to learn a little bit about them.
I go to Estacado.
I go to Talkington.
Every high school in the district has a swimmer in this pool, and the relationships between them can make the magic happen.
You get to meet everyone from like the district, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, you get to learn a lot about other high schools, see what they're like, and just like learn about other people's lives. Which, you know, when you're on one high school, it's kind of hard to get all of that experience.
With 3 state championships behind him, Coach Hayes knows what it's like to win, but the grit behind the gold is essential.
It really comes down to how they compete, what their mentality's like, and just how they practice. I can tell a lot from those 2 things. Practices are my favorite. Everybody thinks it's meets. That's just the paycheck. You know, the hard work comes in the practices. And, you know, that's the great thing about our program. They get a lot of great practices in.
For Lubbock ISD TV, this is Sarah Rose reporting.
Oh man, Sarah is so good. And so is our swim program. What a great way to start out our new series. And of course, still to come on this edition of Lubbock ISD Today, we head on over to gameplay with Sierra. We have a future story on our cross-country teams that you won't want to miss. But first, we shine a spotlight on the newest classes here at the ATC, and it might just hit all the right notes. So stick with us as we have more to come after this short break.
With Lubbock ISD TV, our fans can always check out the highlights of all of our shows and sports broadcasts by following our social media. Superfans can even get more access by watching live streams, video on demand, and more on our website and the Lubbock ISD YouTube channel. And for the fanatics who still can't get enough of Lubbock ISD TV, we have uncut footage of Rainin punching buttons on the director's board just for you. Keep up to date with all the things Lubbock ISD TV on all of our platforms.
Wait, how long have you been here?
Today we were forcing our anchors to think on the spot. Being able to ad-lib is a vital key for our anchors in case anything goes wrong. Recently, we pushed this to the extreme.
All right, anchors, we are going live.
But there's nothing on the teleprompter.
What are we supposed to do? We can't debut a new show without scripts.
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to LISD Today.
Now let's toss it to the weather.
Nothing to report on weather.
Toss to sports?
Nothing on sports.
Well, that concludes our show.
Thanks for watching, I think.
They'll get better at it. Sorry. Usually I'd have something clever to say, but there's nothing on the script.
We are committed to do our best in everything we do. And I mean everything.
Are we focused? Are we focused? Are we focused? Someone tell me if I'm focused. Am I focused?
That's not it. Stand by.
3. Welcome back to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV. This week on Keeping It Real, we're gonna talk about some awesome things.
You know, I gotta say, we like the dedication we have here.
Welcome back to the show as we continue the 8th episode of Lubbock ISD Today with your hosts, Elena Lucero and Diego Molinar. Sports with Sierra Davila. Weather with myself, Aubrey Noble. And Tuned In with Sarah Rose. Now, back to the desk as we continue the 8th episode of Lubbock ISD Today.
And with that, we welcome you back to Lubbock ISD Today. We pick up right where we left off, telling stories on our extracurricular classes. They say life is like a piano. What you get out of it depends on how you play it. And students are hitting all the right notes in our next story.
At the Byron Martin ATC, they are known for their career and technical educational classes. But now, they have a new piano class.
I've always wanted to learn piano. I've played the flute in middle school, and it's the same reading for sheet music, so.
It's creativity. Okay, I believe it's important to encourage students to explore other areas that they're probably not aware of.
I definitely look forward to it from whenever I get to school, even waking up. And I think people should come take this class because it's definitely a way to explore your skills.
One note and one key at a time, students improve their memory and build good habits with the piano class. This is Lubbock ISD TV. I'm Jaden Eaton.
Great work by Jaden Eaton. That looks to be a very relaxing class. Of course, if you would like to join any career and technical education classes, tell your students to talk to their counselor today. Now, let's transition to the students' favorite part of the show, where we talk about all the trending topics in the world. Sarah, take it away.
Thanks so much, Alana. Like you said, I'm Sarah Rose. They say always keep your eyes open and keep watching, because whatever you can see can inspire you. And this week on Tuned In, I'm not sure if we have anything to inspire you, but definitely something to entertain you. So let's get to it. Want to see something wild? A drone photographer who was capturing already stunning aerial views of the changing fall colors in Utah captured something even more amazing by pure luck. Srinai Vasan Mani Vonin says he captured this sun-drenched proposal purely by happenstance, and now the California-based photog wants to find the mystery couple.
That will be awesome to, connect with them and see. I would love to share this nice moment with them.
And from falling in love in fall to a pumpkin spice pop star reveal, meet Taylor Swiftkin, a nearly 400-pound pumpkin homage to the beloved First Lady of Pop. The latest creation marks 35 years of pumpkin pop art from Jeanette Paris, who brought us memorable works like Hillary Clinton, Donald Trumpkin, Vladimir Pumpkin, and so forth. For this year's, Paris followed the fandom, honoring Swift and her lesser-known boyfriend, Travis Somebody, saying she doesn't make news, she pumpkinizes it. Tillin Jones and baby Kim Marie are doing great. The mom and baby got a little more game day action than expected.
I had to talk with her and I told her she could not come on this day.
Kids, man, they just never listen. Jones went to Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis to watch her cousin David Bell of the Cleveland Browns play against the hometown Colts. Well, Kim Marie punted that plan and Jones didn't get to finish cheering on her family. She went into labor during the game, giving birth to Kim Marie, apparently the firstborn child at the venue.
I'm still in shock, yeah, I'm still in shock. Like everybody comes in like, you had a crazy day yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, it was crazy.
As the saying goes, you can't win them all, and this crash was a true bummer of a way to prove the old adage. German athlete Mika Newt was mere feet from winning a grueling triathlon in the south of France when disaster struck, floundering and falling right at the finish, allowing his French competitor to finish first. Newt finished second, but remained in good spirits, saying, "That's racing. I give it everything I had. You'll get him next time." And in the box office, the 30th anniversary release of Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas debuted at number 5. The animated classic brought in $4.1 million. Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, trotted back to 4th with $4.5 million, while The Exorcist, Believer, slipped from 2nd to 3rd with $5.6 million.
I didn't realize this was a race.
Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon bowed in 2nd place on ticket sales of $23 million. Swifties were back in theaters this weekend. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, held on to 1st place to the tune of $31 million, bringing the concert film's domestic box office total to $129.8 million. And that's your look at Tuned In. I know Elena is a big T Swift fan and isn't surprised to see her movie still on top. Am I right?
Well, I don't think I would classify myself as a Swiftie, but I do enjoy her music. Thank you so much, Sarah. Of course, in our show, After Tuned In means weather. We have had great fall weather as of late, but I hear it won't stay that way. Let's send it over to Lincoln Oglesby.
Thanks so much, Elena. And I tell you what, we have officially hit spooky season. And with it, we have cooler temps that are coming with it. We start with our game day forecast, and tonight, October 27th, it was a warm day, basically perfect temps. But when the sun goes down, our forecast shows partly cloudy skies turning to cloudy overnight. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, but that's for later in the night. And into Saturday morning, so if you are going to the game tonight, bring a jacket. And that's our perfect transition to our weekend forecast. Bring a jacket everywhere because we have a high chance of rain on both days. And what stands out is Sunday looks like it's, look at the high on that day, just 42 degrees. Our graphic says 60% chance of rain, but the updated weather from the Weather Channel says we have a 75% chance. It looks like we will hit our first freeze on Sunday morning, and so bring your pets inside because it will be cold. And so let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Here across the South Plains, we have a roller coaster week of weather. We have freeze temps, and we will, and as the week goes on, we have warmer temps on the rise. And I heard this from Mr. Ward, and I liked it. He said this week has been the calm before the storm. Of course, this week was warm and beautiful, but I'm prepared for the colder temps of this week.
Oh wow, our first freeze is coming?
Yes, and a great reminder to our audience, cover your outside faucets. Freezing temps and outside pipes don't mix, so make sure to cover those this weekend.
Great advice. You know, being from Arizona, I'm not really a fan of the cold, but I do love the holidays.
And cold weather means the holidays are right around the corner.
That's true. Thanks for the weather, Lincoln.
You bet.
And still to come on this edition of Lubbock ISD Today, we time out with Mr. Ward. What does he have for us this week? We'll just have to wait and see. But first, we head over to the sports set with Sierra. She gets to talk about my favorite sport, so stick with us. We'll have more coming up after this break.
I'm really excited. We're going to work on our first LAISD Today show. It's going to be super good. I'm so excited to work with everybody. Everybody's going to do awesome.
The show starts in 5 minutes. Hurry up! Faster! Faster! Come on, go! Turn back and forth! You dropped all over the idiot!
You know what? If Dudley's gonna yell at us, let's go check out the script he's been working on.
Yeah. Only 5 words?
I can explain. I only had...
Welcome to Lubbock ISD Today!
I was kind of proud of where my family came from.
I was born into my identity, so I might as well be proud of it.
Just to see us progress and grow as a unit is really good to see.
And I chose to make different choices or support different things that my family has.
I've always been able to go into my own culture as well as others freely.
Celebrate your roots.
Ever since the FIFA World Cup back in December, we've been really interested in soccer. But with that, we've seen a rise in some injuries.
Did you see that new episode of Bill and the Bulldogs last night? It was crazy. My ankle! No, my ankle, please! I can't work for days, weeks.
Come on, Micah, get up.
I bumped your shoulder. How does your ankle hurt? My ankle! My ankle! He's fine.
Hey yo, guess what day it is, huh? Come on, Sienna, guess what day it is?
Tie Tuesday.
No. Come on, Lily, you gotta know what day it is.
Game day.
What?
How happy are Lubbock ISD fans every time we take a broadcast?
I'd say happier than Mr. Ward on game day.
Game day, yeah!
Hello everyone, welcome into Gameplay. I'm Sierra Davila, a junior from Lubbock High, and you know, in cross country, they say champions run hard, especially when it's hard to run. And our cross country season is wrapping up. And let's take a look at some of the results of course, ladies go first. Reese Pena finished in 3rd place, while Bailey Springer from Monterey finished in 8th. And also, for Monterey, Sydney Smothers finished 10th. And for the guys, Trip Gray from Monterey finished in the top 10. All of these athletes are headed to state. Congrats to them, of course. Our own Elena Lucero ran in that race. And, of course, we had an amazing season representing Monterey. And our own next story comes from her as she showcases one of our standout runners at Monterey.
Individually, you're out there by yourself, just you and your thoughts and your mind, and so you have to have that mental strength and mental toughness to overcome adversity and pain, and just if you think too much about it, then you're not going to do as well.
It starts in the morning, where some of our runners voluntarily wake up early to go running. Then they come after school for yet another run. All in all, some of our runners are getting up to 12+ miles a day. Bailey Springer is a senior this year at Monterey High School. Running all 4 years, she has had a very successful cross-country career.
I'm going to Louisiana Tech, and I committed just yesterday. Well, it's D1, so the conference and all those things, it's going to be really competitive. And I'm really excited for that part because then I get to run against really fast people.
1.5 miles, that's just the warm-up. Early morning, after school, on the weekend, all leading up to just one 5K race. How could anyone find a love for a sport that is so physically demanding?
Well, one, it's an adrenaline rush, and it feels so good while you're running, and you're so hyped up and amped up, and you're ready to go. But also, when I broke my foot, I couldn't run, and when I'd watch other people compete, it made me sad because I couldn't get that adrenaline rush and just go crazy.
You got it, you got it.
You got this, Reese. Go.
Many say that running is a no-skill sport, but only a select few can push through the pain of long-distance running.
With being smaller, we get to know each other better. Everybody becomes close friends, and we're together so much, hours every day, weekends, and so I think that helps build that family environment.
Because of the nature of the sport, blocking out the hurt and pushing past physical limits, runners are prone to injury.
She was injured and had a couple of stress fractures, but she had qualified for state, so she ultimately ended up running the state cross-country meet with those injuries. And then, that was a struggle and kind of discouraging for her because then, she was out for track season.
After injury, many athletes quit. But the grit from running truly carries over to all aspects of life as Bailey Springer continues to conquer her biggest challenge. She will end this year with yet another run at state. For Lubbock ISD TV, this is Elena Lucero reporting.
Great story by Elena. They say one run can change your day. Many runs can change your life. Congrats again to those that are advancing to the state of cross country. And we have more exciting news. Basketball season is on the horizon. Both games, boys and girls teams have ramped up their practices and will start their season soon. And we can't wait to go and cover them. And to the gridiron, we are starting to get to the end of the football season. I know, right? It's pretty sad. And last night, the Westerners showed flashes of greatness, but were defeated by a talented Abilene Cooper team. Our own Grant McCall caught up with the coach after the game.
Talked about consistency. What are y'all going to work on this week in practice to ultimately rebound and gain that consistency back next week?
It's going to be one of those things where, again, you just try to eliminate, work on the things, fundamentals. It's a year-long process. You can always work on the fundamentals, holding on to the football, making good reads when we're doing our passing game, and not throw the ball away when we feel like we're just kind of throwing it out there and just instead of zipping the ball like he's able and capable of doing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Grant. And of course, Coach, after the game, seniors from Lubbock High had the chance to participate in a really cool tradition called the Last Walk. During this walk, they are united with their fellow 12th grade students and walk across the field one last time together as seniors. It's an emotional moment, but a really cool tradition out at Lowry Field. Of course, on the gridiron tonight, we have Monterey hosting Coronado, and it should be a great game.
Rivalry games are so much fun.
For sure. They have been playing each other since 1966, with a few years off and on, but tonight is a 46th game that they will be playing off to.
Wow, what a great stat. Thanks for gameplay, Sierra.
You bet.
And still to come on this episode of Lubbock ISD Today, it's coming to a close. But don't tune out just yet. After this short pause, we'll time out with Mr. Ward. So stay tuned.
This year we challenged our audio engineers to not be audio muters, but rather audio mixers. But we didn't know how much it was going to change the job.
12% in. I was ready to go live.
Yeah. Watch out, we might have the next generation of audio engineers.
Man, I really want some more struggle candy.
Julius, what are you doing?
Welcome back to Lubbock ISD Today. They say, never be afraid to try new things and make mistakes. It's all part of life and learning. And every week on this show, we've debuted something new, and I'm so proud of that. But on this week with Time Out with Mr. Ward, I want to shine a spotlight on something new in our sports games. You see, we tried something new on our staff, and we all came up together and made this decision to try out pre-recording our sideline reports and then them editing them instead of doing them live. And man, did it make a big difference. This allows us to make sure that when we are on, it's going to be great. It also allows us to edit out any mistakes and add video to it. Simply stated, to make it look beautiful. For me, I'm all about growth and trying new things. So shout out to Mrs. Roop and the entire LICTV staff for this idea, because I believe it's revamped our sideline reporting and changed the game on how good a sideline report can be. Now that's me, Mr. Ward, as we time out only on Lubbock ISD Today. I'll send it back to our team of 3 at the desk.
You can really tell a difference on the reports. Thank you so much, Mr. Ward. And before we wrap up the show with our final look at our weather, Lincoln, we saw that we had rain this weekend, but the question everyone wants answered is, how does Halloween look?
Well, it appears to be dry and not rainy like. We'll see this weekend. Let's take a look at our graphic here on Pro Presenter. We're going to see some cooler temps, especially after the cold front we will experience this weekend. But if you're going trick-or-treating, bring blankets and a jacket and a warm costume, because it will be one of the times first times that we are below freezing this year.
Sounds like sweater weather and warm cup of hot chocolate for me. Thanks for our final look at weather.
You bet.
And thank you so much for tuning in to our 8th edition of Lubbock ISD Today. We will be back next week bringing you more stories from across Lubbock ISD. But until then, we hope you stay happy and healthy, and we will see you next week on Lubbock ISD Today.
Technical Director, Jaden Lopez. Camera Operator, Lincoln Oglesby. Audio Engineer, James Pennington. With your hosts, Elena Lucero and Diego Molinar. Sports with Sierra Davila. Weather with myself, Aubrey Noble. And Tuned In with Sarah Rose. And a very special shout out to Miss Roop's first-year students for helping out with the show.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.